Imagine this. It's still dark over Crimea. The air is heavy, still and quiet, except for the faint hum of engines that no one down below can hear. Somewhere above the ground, 17 Ukrainian drones are flying low, hugging the earth like shadows. Their target? One of the most advanced Russian air defense systems in existence, the S-400. Price tag? $500 million. This is a David versus Goliath moment, except David is made of plywood, powered by a lawnmower engine, and has a GoPro for eyes. And Goliath? Goliath is basically a giant with space-age missiles, high-tech radars, and enough electronics to track a baseball in space. But here's the catch. No matter how fancy you are, you can't fight what you can't see. These Ukrainian drones, nicknamed Beavers and Scythes, aren't flying at high altitude like planes. They're gliding at just 50 meters above the ground, low enough that the Earth's curves hides them from radar. It's like sneaking up on someone by crawling behind the couch. The S-400 radar might be able to track a satellite, but it can't see through dirt. And it's not just one drone, it's 17, spread out over a 3-kilometer front. At that height, their radar horizon is about 25 kilometers. Until they pop into view, the S-400 operators have no idea death is on the way. Behind the lead Beavers, 10 Scythes follow. They look like they came from IKEA, literally. Built in small workshops, these drones cost about $15,000 to make, plus maybe another $30,000 for the guidance system. In other words, this entire swarm costs less than a single S-400 missile. If the math is right, Ukraine is sending $425,000 worth of drones to destroy a $500 million battery. Talk about a return on investment. And here's where it gets clever. Russia's been jamming GPS in Crimea for years, so Ukraine gave the drones 3 backup navigation systems. First, a regular commercial GPS chip that you could buy online for $12. Second, an internal guidance system with accelerometers and gyroscopes. And third, an optical camera that compares the terrain below with stored satellite images. You can jam satellites, but you can't jam a camera looking at the ground. The swarm splits into 3 altitude groups. Some climb to 80 meters, some stay at 50, and some drop to 30. This vertical spread forces the Russian defense to track multiple layers at once. Think of it as a soccer goalie trying to block shots from 3 different players at the same time, all from different angles. On the ground, the Russian S-400 battery sits in its usual night mode. Powerful radars sweep the sky, missiles stand ready in their launch tubes, and 2 short-range Panzer S-1 air defense units, nicknamed Panzers, are in position to shoot down anything that gets too close. On paper, this setup is untouchable. In reality, it's about to be a nightmare. Finally, one of the radar operators spots something. 17 blips on his screen, 32 kilometers away. His job is to use the Panzer system to take them out. But there's a problem. The Panzer can only effectively hit very small targets like these drones when they're inside 5 kilometers. Anything before that is a waste of ammo, and once they're inside 5 kilometers, he's got about 104 seconds to deal with them. That's it. Barely over a minute and a half. The math is brutal. It takes about 12 seconds to detect, lock, fire, and confirm a hit on a single drone. 17 drones would need over 200 seconds to kill, but he has less than half that. Meanwhile, the other big radar, the Big Bird, scans for high-altitude threats. It can detect a baseball from 100 kilometers away, but it can't see anything flying under 100 meters. That means most of the incoming drones are still invisible. The Ukrainian drones know this. They've been flying for hours, and now they fan out wider, increasing the approach arc. This forces the Panzer gunners to swing their turrets back and forth constantly. More wasted time. Finally, The first Russian missile was fired. It screams into the sky, but nothing. The proximity fuse didn't trigger because the drone is too small. It just flies past into the dawn air. The operator switches to manual aiming and tries again. This time, boom, one drone down. But there are 16 left, and the clock is ticking. The second Panzer joins in, firing as fast as the system will allow. Tungsten fragments fill the air like deadly confetti. Another 2 drones are blown out of the sky, but that still leaves 14. Then the drones change tactics. The high group begins steep diving runs. The low group skims even closer to the ground to hide from radar. The middle group just keeps coming straight on, daring the defenders to split their focus. Both Panzers burn through their missiles in seconds. Between them, they've destroyed 5 drones. 12 remain. Reload time? 5 minutes. Time to impact? Just over a minute. It's over. Everyone in that battery knows it. The S-400 launchers finally get permission to fire their long-range missiles, but it's useless. Those missiles are built to take out aircraft hundreds of kilometers away. Against a tiny drone 2 kilometers out, they might as well be firing party poppers. The missiles streak into the air and then self-destruct without hitting anything. The Russian operators now face a nightmare. 12 drones approaching from 7 different directions at 3 different heights and less than half a kilometer away. The guns can't turn fast enough. They can see the threat, they can track it, but they can't stop it. Then comes the first hit. One Beaver slams straight into the main radar of the S-400. A shaped charge turns millions of dollars of electronics into burning scrap. A second drone smashes the backup radar, tearing the huge dish off its mount. The system is now blind. Seconds later, 2 drones crash into the Big Bird radar. Explosions rip it apart like a toy. The massive antennas collapses. With no eyes, the S-400 is helpless. And then, the big one. Another drone slams into one of the missile launchers. Its warhead sets off the solid rocket fuel inside the missiles. These things burn at 2800 degrees Celsius. One missile ignites another, and another. The entire launcher explodes in a chain reaction, sending flaming debris into the air like the world's most expensive fireworks display. The remaining drones finish the job, smashing the southern radar and leaving nothing but wreckage. By the time Russian fighter jets arrive, it's too late. The sky is filled with black smoke. Fires rage where the S-400 battery used to be. The pilots circle once, but there's nothing left to defend. In just over 3 minutes, 17 drones built in workshops, powered by small engines, guided by cheap electronics and costing a fraction of a single missile, have destroyed one of the most advanced air defense systems in the world. And that's the story. A $500 million fortress brought down by less than $500,000 of ingenuity. A reminder that in modern warfare, it's not always about who has the biggest weapons, it's about who uses what they have the smartest. It's David versus Goliath all over again, and David just went 17 for 17. If you thought that was wild, wait until you hear about the time a swarm of drones took out a warship without firing a single shot. That's coming up next, so make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and drop a comment with what you think about this kind of warfare. Is it the future of combat, or just a lucky strike? Either way, this was a masterclass in turning the impossible into the inevitable. And trust me, this won't be the last time a billion-dollar weapon loses to something that could fit in your garage. Stay tuned, the next story is even crazier.